He's old.
We always do that.
Where is fact checker Melda?
Roll call.
Jen.
Frank. And we're Dillos Dig.
But today's guests are, and they're amazing, and they've done such amazing things in their lifetimes. And I'm really, I feel qualified, right, enough to chat with them about Mickey and everything that they've experienced. And yes, of course, welcome to, these are my cards, guys. This is my first panel at a Comic-Con that I've hosted. So please be kind. Yes, hello, welcome to Friday at 90s Con, brought to you by That's for Entertainment. And before I begin, I just want to mention that I will have my burning questions, and then I will, of course, release it to you guys for your burning questions. We have 2 microphones on either side. I will let you know when that time has come. Our guests, Jennifer McGill, Lindsay Alley, Nikki DeLoach, Chasen Hampton, Damon Pampolina, Dee Dee Magno Hall, and Tony Lugo. Oh my gosh, this is exciting. Such a high. Yeah, how do you feel like that was a testament to helping you guys with your careers now?
Early on that show, we were doing a show a day. So anybody who's ever been in the soap opera world knows, you had to learn, you're learning your script, you're doing your camera blocking for maybe the show tomorrow, but you still have a show today to do. They're bringing in a live audience that we rehearsed yesterday. We still had school. I mean, it was so mind-blowing that we could kind of pull all these things off. But because all of us had a different talent to bring to the table as well, and kind of like I mentioned, we were kind of all building each other up, teaching each other things. Hey, how do you do that step? Hey, I ride the unicycle, want to learn? I mean, it was like whatever you wanted.
Like a little circus.
Right, so but it was
I love that,
but beyond that, it was the crew though. Don't you guys agree? Like the crew treated us that way too. Like we were transplants from other places. The crew was as well. The crew came from all over the place, Atlanta and LA. So when they came there, they didn't really have anybody either. So when you have a first job, sometimes you're nervous, you come in and do your job, and you go home, you still have your family and people you can relate to and kind of unwind. When we got off work, it was like, hey, you want to meet at the hot tub, run lines? You want to go to the weight room? We were like, or we'd go to a cameraman's house and have a barbecue, or the crew really took us in. The crew would teach us how to do things. If you want to learn how to run a camera, if you wanted to go in the editing bay, that's how they treated us. It was very much a family atmosphere. So it doesn't surprise me that any one of us could walk out as a little mini entrepreneur, or running Josh Ackerman is directing shows now.
Who lives
really
right across from me, by the way.
Which is nuts.
That's
You guys, I sent Lindsay a picture because I come out of my house. I literally come out of my house.
This is total coincidence, obviously.
Total coincidence.
Yeah.
I come out of my house to get in the car, and I'm waiting for my husband, and I look over, and there's a man with the messiest hair who is basically wearing like sweatpants and sweatshirt, and he's standing in the middle of the road just looking at me like this. And I look over, and I'm like,
Who's this
Josh?
weirdo?
He literally lives directly across the street from me. Is that not the craziest thing you've ever heard?
Can't get rid of each other.
So I took a picture and sent it to Lindsay immediately because
Mentors within the cast, and I don't remember any jealousy or envy or anybody getting mad at somebody taking a skit or a lead. We were all so supportive. That's the truth.
Can you imagine walking in a room, like when you first got hired, walking in a room, meeting each other for the first time and going, okay, and we were all from all over the United States, so we all kind of knew we had talent, we were kind of working ourselves in our little place. But when you walk in this room, everybody was just on a 10 in talent and in their own ways, and you're just like, oh gosh, there's Justin, there's Albert, oh my God, I gotta compete with Albert dancing, I'm a dancer, now I gotta pick it up. We literally made each other better by being with each other, by learning with each other, because we were in school together and had spent so much time together. Right. I truly feel like we built each other up, and it became part of the environment where we just kind of built each other. So by the time Justin and Brittany and all these guys really came in, there was just such a system where it was just such a family, Yeah,
across the street from Universal Studios.
Yes, you can hear all the roller coasters from the Dr. Phillips parking lot at Universal Studios. It's right there.
So all the Disney kids were like a part of the high school, or what?
Basically, Disney hired this incredible company. Well, I mean, this was later on, but the year that I came on was when they had like really ironed out all the kinks on the behind-the-scenes stuff. They had figured out the child labor laws and how not to deprive kids of nutrition. And
They didn't figure it out when they asked you to be
Keep the
lifetime
work hours
servants?
under 8 hours as opposed to 13, maybe.
And these guys were all that. Mind you, these guys were the guinea pigs. You know.
I guarantee it wasn't that bad, guys. Come on.
I didn't join the cast until season 4, and then Nikki on 6 and 7. But when we came on, they had hired this really wonderful company to do the schooling and make sure on-location education and make sure that all the kids got an average of 3 hours a day, mandatory state law, and you could bank those hours because some days production needed you more and all that kind of stuff. But when you would come down, the essence was that you either got your home school to do the correspondence and play ball and like do the whole back and forth thing, and if your school was into that, cool. If not, they would enroll you in Dr. Phillips, and Dr. Phillips was like a catch-all for like, okay, we'll do it. Meanwhile, a lot of families relocated to Orlando, so that's just where they would go anyway. So it did. I know Melissa Joan Hart, Joey Fatone, a lot of these, Wayne Brady, everybody went to Dr. Phillips because it was just the school.
Joey Fatone and I went to prom twice at Dr. Phillips. Oh. He's here, right? He's here
Did he
somewhere.
go to prom with one of you?
The what?
Did he go to prom with one of you?
Joey Fatone?
Yeah.
He went to the high school.
Yeah.
And he went to prom with me twice.
See? Twice. I didn't know that. Girl, he's here, right?
We were in theater together.
Okay,
I
so-
moved to Orlando. So Dr. Phillips became the school I graduated from. It's where all of my friends are from.
I love that.
Yeah.
I graduated there too. I walked.
See?
Amazing.
My career now, and so I just think it's been just like Nikki said. We came in there and we were learning as we went along, and I love that also that we still keep in touch. My heart is so.
Aren't you guys so happy to see them so happy and loving of each other? And obviously you have a really huge fan base that loves you too.
During the USO tour that we did after the show had been canceled, we still had the MMC record that was still out there in the wild and trying to sell copies of that for Disney Records. But they sent us over on a USO tour, and I'll never forget, we were in like Scotland or something, and me and Dale and Ricky and I think JC, we were all in the back of this shuttle van that was taking us to this military base or something, and we were like kind of imagining how we could dominate and take over the business. And it was like, we were thinking big and like really just kind of thinking outside the box, but I'll be damned if like in smaller versions here and there, we haven't continued to collaborate and do kick-ass shit together. And it's just like, it's really been a wonderful gift that keeps on giving.
I'm about to go there.
Yeah. Getting back on the horse and starting to play in real life shows again. But during the whole pandemic, I got into the live streaming game pretty hardcore with a series called The Moverb Lounge, and got some Mo fam in the house, which has been really cool and a cool way to just stay engaged with the fans, but as well like stay creative and keep inspired. But yeah, just TonyLuca.com is since 1998 I've had TonyLuca.com, so that's crazy.
The years tick by fast.
Yes, they do, but yeah.
I'm a mom first. 2 boys at home. Keeps me very busy.
Enough said. That's a million jobs, okay?
But my Lynn, who is another Mickey Mouse Club member, she and I started a little YouTube show called The All Things Mighty Show. We were just a guest on the Mover Lounge. And doing some voiceover here and there. I had to, because of the pandemic, I had to step up my home recording studio. So I've been doing that, which I'm so grateful for.
We all know she's a part of, she's Pearl on Steven Universe, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's sort of what's been keeping me busy. I'm in a mommy group called Mama Bears, and we're going to do a live show. We're going to do our show that we've done before for the first time in like, I don't know how many years, but that's coming up during Mother's Day. So that's
I totally want to
gonna
see that.
happen soon, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like you. I'm dad for my two little ones. That's been an amazing journey. I as well, like Tony, have been out there, swinging and putting out albums and singing and producing and writing music. What I've been doing in the last 3 years, specifically since we did MMC 30, is I've really thrown my heart into us and helped with Dale Galbaldo, and we've started the Always in the Club Foundation, and it's really allowed us to continue to get together and kind of hang out and have fun, but at the same time make that impact that we were talking about that we were making early on, and we can continue being those ambassadors, kind of for Disney and for ourselves. And we've managed to, raise a lot of money for Give Kids the World Village and One Pulse Foundation in Florida, and cast member pantry for all our Disney employees. And it's so fun because all of us have different things we love, and we can always kind of put in a new charity, just like we're going to be at the after party tomorrow night.
Oh, yes,
That's for Nikki's Alzheimer's Foundation. We're going to definitely going to throw in for that. We're going to throw down.
Yeah, I'm a mom too. I have a 4-year-old son, and he's
very talkative.
He never shuts up.
You're in a safe space, he's not here. My 5-year-old and 3-year-old are not here.
This is on, isn't it? No, we call him Owen, always be talking. He's always talking. But that keeps me really busy.
Yeah.
Like it's full on.
Yes.
I mean, like no one tells you how full on it is.
It's
and
very full on.
It's rather intense. So when I'm not meeting his every need, I'm doing a lot of laundry. My life is super exciting. And I write this one-person show, which is very rewarding, and I get to do it in these weird, fun places, and Chase is always finding some opportunity for me. God love you.
She did it in Houston, my hometown, about 5 years ago. We hosted it. It was awesome. She killed it. It was
And
great.
I like that it can kind of be anything. It can kind of work for any audience. And I'm doing a big LGBTQ fundraiser in Miami at the end of April. So if you're in Miami Beach at the end of April, so that's my next thing. But that's really it. Is this skit that I do, and my life as a mom. It's very glamorous.
I too am a mom of two boys. And yes, it's a lot. They actually, like, nobody tells you how much it is, like how much work it is until you're in it. I have a movie coming out April 10th on Hallmark Movies and Mysteries.
Yeah.
With Andrew Walker, which is gonna be. He's just as yummy as you think he is.
We've got some Hallmarkies in the crowd.
Okay. So that's April 10th, and I'm writing and producing a ton, which has been super rewarding. I knew what my future was going to look like as an actor, so and I always wanted to write, so I pivoted. And again, with the pivots,
I
right?
love that.
And I think speaking on that, being a part of the Mouse Club, I think gave me the confidence to be like, well, I'll just pivot. I'll just do something else. Yeah, it was truly,
you can, because you
like
have that.
one does, and it's turned out to be incredible. I love it. I get to be at home with my kids a lot and write, which is really great, and do a lot of work with the Alzheimer's Association, another organization called Mind What Matters that helps to give grants to caregivers of people who have Alzheimer's and dementia. And then I'm a trustee on the board of trustees for Children's Hospital of Los Angeles, which keeps me very busy.
That's a great hospital. It's amazing.
Well, I have a dog. His name is Baxter. Everyone knows. He presents my set lists all the time. What's interesting is side note, I don't necessarily sing a lot anymore, so when I have the opportunity, like the virtual concerts, I try to make it very much not about me. I try to make it about helping other people. And Nikki was the inspiration for my 4th charity that we donate to when I have my virtual concert, the Alzheimer's Association, and we actually made the amount where I can give to that charity. So we actually just gave this month. And I love doing virtual concerts because, with COVID, yes, we pivot, and I've just found my niche, like with my Unbreakable family. We do these little concerts, and it was really inspired by the Unbreakable album that I released in 2017, and that was my first project where I really got to co-write from my heart as a pop inspirational album that you know, I'm Christian, but it can be used as empowerment and encouragement for any religion, any belief, any faith, any place in your life. There's a song for you on that album to help lift you up and understand that you're not alone. And so a lot of what I do now is about that. So mostly what I do now is artist development, because I felt that the Mickey Mouse Club, I was so ingrained in it, and it became so much of my life and my lifestyle, that now I help young artists who are in the same age range. So they have someone who was there and understands everything that a young person is dealing with, growing up as a human being, but also trying to find their way as an independent business person, and how to really navigate this new world of independent artistry and what that means for them. And so I mean, every year that job for me for PCG Artist Development gets bigger and bigger. So I'm like an executive in an artist development firm.
Yeah, you
it's
are.
ridiculous.
Lady boss.
Sounds so important. But what I get to do is what I've always wanted to do, which is just be in there and help people and enjoy the business and help people do it better, you know. So that's, yeah, so music,
awesome.
man, music.
She's also in Nashville.
I'm in Nashville.
Right?
There you go.
Boom. I am.
So I took my love and passion for music and started getting involved in the family business and DJing, right, for private and corporate events. Had the honor to share the stage with Zach Brown Band last week in Vegas. Yeah. So big corporate stuff, Vegas, and then also too, the party just did a concert in September. We got to do that. Thanks to Mr. Chase Hampton, he put that together. And it was incredible. Miss Marissa, who's in the audience, was there. Yeah, baby.